Hello, everybody. What's up? Welcome back. Happy New Year!
Happy New Year,
Happy New Year! Yeah, it's
2K25.
we've been slacking in the first day of the new year, as in normally we record on the Wednesday, obviously, but that was
Come
the
on,
first of
man.
January, so
Hey, we need
give
some
us a
time off
break.
too. I
Give us a
think
break.
we've been pretty consistent. You
Yeah,
and me, Jobke not so much.
yeah,
But hey,
and it's actually still my holiday, so I'm actually still putting in the work while it's my holiday. So
yeah, you look well rested, Joey.
no, I don't.
Okay.
I'm getting old.
And you could, it's maybe a good tip for you and also for the rest of your socials, don't zoom in too much on your face.
Yeah, the problem is I can do this. Is this better?
Maybe
No.
even further away.
Blur it.
Maybe
No, this
you
is
turn the camera and just show the outside of your house. It's better.
the problem is this is not the perfect light. Like I'm in the home office right now. As you
Hmm.
can see, there's a light above me, and there's a window and a window there.
I
And
gotta
it's
say,
just
I also tried like um, four different settings of the lighting here, and this one works really well. Huh?
yeah. You look well tanned.
Yeah, I look tent, but I'm white as fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Me too.
Hey,
I
by the
actually
way, I
yeah.
actually had this is New Year's. I just we just spoke briefly. Everybody knows we don't really prepare, but we spoke briefly before we started. Now, like 5 minutes. But I failed to mention I screenshotted something that you posted.
Why?
Why? To talk about it. Maybe
Oh, wow, progress.
progress. So,
What is it?
the podcast is always top of mind, The rest is a little bit secondary. I mean, who cares? Bassjackers and all that shit. But if your habits don't change, you
Ah,
won't have a new year. You will just have another year.
I love that one.
I don't.
Why?
Well, it's not dependent on it being a new year. That you can actually better say
No, that's true.
when a new day comes, be the best version of yourself.
Yeah, that's true. But it's obviously that during New Year, a lot of people come up with their best ideas, things like, okay, I want to have I want to start working out, I want to do this, I want to do that. But the problem is, all those things are connected to habits, as in, if you don't make it a habit, you will never do it.
True.
So if you do the same thing every day, you will get the same results, right? You need to change something in your life if you want to achieve change. And that's something that with coaching we work on the whole year, as in that's most of the things we do, actually, like trying to form new habits so that artists eventually achieve their goals, right? And that's why I love that quote, as in, it's really about changing habits if you want to achieve something, and you don't want to do the same thing as last year if you didn't achieve what you
Yeah,
wanted to
okay.
achieve.
But you also agree we can scratch the New Year's
i
part. It's
I
something you should
hate
strive for always.
every day. Yeah, I
Yeah.
hate the I'll start next year
Yeah.
mentality. I don't like that, because why wait until the 1st of January? It's just a waste of time. But it's that theme around the last 2 weeks of the year, where everyone starts reminiscing about the past year and think like, huh, what did I do? What did
But
I
I do gotta
achieve?
say, like my daughter, before she turned 5,
Mm-hmm.
she said, "When I turn 5, I will jump in the pool." And the day she turned 5, she jumped in the pool. And before, she always walked in the pool. But I was
Mm.
always like, "You'll have fun. Just jump in. It's gonna be
Yeah.
cool." But is it then fear that kind of withholds you from changing those habits, or are we so? I mean, I know people are just creatures of habit. We like to think we're really adventurous, but uh, it's only the happy few that are really adventurous, like Indiana Jones. I mean,
Yeah.
but he's fake. And yeah, but is it then fear that, or what is it? Why don't we
Here,
always strive for that change?
I have the perfect example here. I'll read it for you. Your habits are often a byproduct of convenience. Humans are wired to seek the path of least resistance, which means the most convenient option is the option that wins. Make good choices more convenient and bad choices less so. Behavior will improve naturally. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Yeah, so
The path of least resistance.
we're lazy, and the main feature, the main goal of our mind is trying to survive. That's just instinct. The only goal that our mind has is we need to survive for as long as possible. So everything you do in life will be with less resistance, because everything that gives you resistance might cause death for your brain,
Mm.
right? So even going to the gym is resistance. You could kill yourself. So why go? And it's the same with sitting down and making music and all those things. And then there's fear coming in. And it's all these things combined that eventually you actually self sabotage in some kind of way, because you want to achieve something. You know that you want it, but your habits are kind of withholding you from it.
Yeah. So
And that
comfort is the enemy. We've said it before.
comfort is killing, yeah. So it's a weird balance, because in some kind of way, I'm a big advocate of living the boring life, right?
Hmm.
And that means having a lot of habits in your life, because that creates a lot of peacefulness in your life in general. But then there's also the other side of the balance, where you kind of don't want that peace, because you also want to keep pushing and push yourself outside of the comfort zone.
You know, whilst talking about this, I actually have some examples from my own life. And
Hmm.
I mean, at home, my wife can get really annoyed by me because
Why?
uh, at home or in some of my environments, stuff really has to be organized. It has to
Mm.
be no hassle because I know here I'm always striving to achieve something. I know it takes big pressure to reach to get somewhere. And at home, I can, for instance, it's an example of last week. Um, my kid asked for the iPad. I was home alone with the kids, and but before they go to bed, they can get the iPad. But my wife has a habit of losing the chargers. And hence, what she did was normally we have the chargers in a fixed place because that's how I like it. I know then where
Hmm.
everything is and nothing becomes a hassle.
That's a habit. Putting the same things in the same
Well,
spot.
it's actually really helpful if you acknowledge that and make a habit of all the little stuff in your life so that when it comes to it, you can you can uh, put pressure on stuff that really matter
Yeah.
and don't be caught up in the shit because then she put the iPad next to her bed, but it's never there. So I looked the whole house, but I didn't check the bedroom
Yeah.
because the iPad's never there. And
Yeah.
then I was just fucked up because I
Yeah.
didn't like to make an effort there. You know, I want to make an effort here. So in my life, everything is like organized, and so because I know this is the place where it matters and where I do want to uh, uh, yeah, I don't know how to say it, but
So
here's where I
your
want to
home is
make an
kind of
effort.
the least resistance place,
Definitely.
comfort,
Yeah.
and then the working place is pushing boundaries, getting yourself out there and outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I actually have the same exact thing, and this is one of those things that is part of that boring life. It's creating things in your life which make it just so easy you don't even have to think about it.
Hmm.
And like having the same spot where you put your keys. It's just an easy
Definitely.
thing, but when you come home, all the keys are in the same spot.
Dude,
My
sometimes
girlfriend,
she puts them in a drawer because she doesn't like
exactly,
to see them on the kitchen
yeah.
table, you know.
And
And
then
I'm already
like my
pissed.
girlfriend keeps losing them, and I'm like, if you just put them in the same thing every time, you will never have to think about
Mm.
where your keys are, right? So that's
Oh
just a
yeah.
simple thing. But even with like chargers, for example, same thing. Like just create like one box, buy one box, put all the chargers in there, put it in one place, so that you never have to consciously think about where are those things.
We have one a cabinet in the kitchen, which is under the bar. It's usually dead space, but when we were designing it, I thought about, hey, that could be a nice cabinet just for me
For the
and my stuff.
chargers.
Also, that's where the chargers are, the drill, like connecting cables. Everything is there. That's
I-
my cabinet. Nobody even
Is
touches
the
it.
drill in the kitchen?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, you can try to just raise your children the way that they know not to touch the drill.
True. No, but more like
It's
in
gonna
my brain,
backfire.
that's kind of like the garage. That's where all the drills and
Yeah.
the hammers and stuff are.
I mean, it's the drill. He- my son, he's 2. He has his own drill.
Yeah. True.
It's
Yeah.
from wood, but still,
Yeah.
it drills.
But
Just
this is actually a very good point, as in, this is what I'm trying to do in my own life, in that boring life, as in, I'm trying everything kind of have to do daily. So I don't want it to. Wait, let me explain it by this. Your brain has CPU, just like a computer has, right? Thinking power.
Mhm.
When you have a big project in Ableton or Logic or whatever, it freezes, right? It's full. So all the usage, all the CPU has been used, so it freezes.
Yep.
The same exact thing happens with your brain. If your brain is too full, there's too much to kind of compute, it just freezes and you kind of burn out in some kind of way. So all the little tasks that you have on a daily base, like thinking about where the keys are, knowing where your toothpaste is, like showering, if you think about it, you probably shower the same way every day, the same routine. You start with the left one, then the right
No,
one.
man, that's where I do make an effort. No, no. Yeah, true. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's probably the same routine every day, and that's because it doesn't cost you CPU, it doesn't cost you brain power to do it because it's automatic, right? It's a habit.
Mm.
If it becomes a habit, it doesn't cost that much energy anymore because it doesn't happen here. It happens in your subconsciousness. And if
Why are you
all,
pointing to your groin?
yeah, my
Yeah, stomach.
stomach, yeah,
Okay, it looked really weird, but
yeah, I
okay.
know, yeah,
For the people who weren't watching but listening, yeah, it's
yeah,
yeah, you
exactly.
get the context.
But in the end, you want to make sure that all these little things become a habit because then you save a lot of CPU power, a lot of brain power to actually deal with the hard problems of your day. So your job,
Yeah,
for example,
I'm
or
gonna
any other
make my
things that you
wife
do.
listen to this episode.
You should, yeah.
Honey, I love you.
Yeah. By the way, for everyone who wants to know more about this, there's a great book called Atomic Habits.
And
It's
we
in
should
sale.
also have like a jingle for when you want to
Yeah, the book
mention a
club.
book. Man, dude, you do
Wait,
it all the time. I
let me
never read
add
them.
that to the jingle. Wait,
We have a
book.
task list, people.
Yeah, I actually have a long task list for next week when I get back to work, but that's a good thing.
Community questions. It's so
Yeah,
freaking
that's one
catchy,
of the
man. It's
others.
a work of art.
Yeah, but yeah, that's why I posted that thing. As in, it really resonated with me, and especially because the time of the year, I know a lot of people are dealing with this right now. So I was like, let's post
Mhm.
it, and a lot of people commented on it. I must say.
No, yeah, and I gotta say, it's we've been talking about it for 10 minutes already, so must be interesting then. Yeah,
I think it's very
but
interesting, but that's
change, discomfort, comfort, all that shit, it's so relevant and maybe doesn't get enough attention. I think also that's where a lot of the stuff you want to achieve is yeah, this kind of stuff is really important for that. As yeah, although everybody's different, but for me, that's one of the most key denominators for yeah. Let's not call it success, but for me, it's really important to make sure that I can deliver everything I have in the studio
Mhm.
and not somewhere else.
And what most people probably don't realize is that you are your habits. As in the things you do on a daily basis, every day, results into something that's you, right? So if
Mhm.
you go to the gym every day, you're probably a healthy, fit guy. But if you sit on the couch every day and eat chips or whatever, um, that's another result, right? So your habits form your personality
And also your
and
looks.
your looks, everything.
Yeah.
So if you want to achieve something else, if you want to change something in your life, you want to adapt your habits. And it's just really interesting to sit down for one evening and think about what is it that I do every single day without even thinking about it. It's just automated. It's just autopilot. So it's in the little things. Like maybe you come home from work and the first thing you do is to watch TV. I don't know. It could be as simple as that. Next time you actually, if you come home and you're on the verge of clicking on the TV, just consciously remind yourself, like, I actually wanted to do something else, so maybe I should listen to a podcast, or maybe I should, I don't know, like, but to make
Read a
music right
book.
now, read a book, whatever you want to achieve. But it's changing those habits, the things you do on autopilot every single day, that eventually will result in another life.
Nice words, man. You always throw the wisdom bombs.
Yeah, it's on my list, like the knowledge bomb jingle.
Also, man,
Love
no,
jingles.
no more vacation for you, man. It's over.
No,
You got
I'm
to
very
start.
excited. I'm very excited to get back to work, I must say. As in, the
Well,
new
hey,
office is ready. I actually have some previews. Wait,
there's
here.
no time like the now.
I'll share some previews of how it looks.
Okay, but is this for the people who are watching interesting? But there's
Yeah,
also people
they might want to
listening,
know how
Joey.
the office.
So we're gonna describe it. Okay, you're gonna
Here it is.
describe it.
This is the coaching corner.
Oh, this is really cool, man.
Yeah, so
For the
it's
people
like
who
two.
are listening, he has like this round oval carpet, two chairs, red pillows. Dude,
Yeah, new choice. Like,
a really nice cozy lamp, and the closet with the books is there, the room divider, I must say. And you painted one of the walls like this kind of aubergine brownish
this is wait. This is
mixture.
the new hype color.
Dude,
Nice,
this is
right?
really cool, man.
So this is the coaching corner, and then as on the other side of this room, there's two offices, like two bureaus.
Oh, who did the decoration?
Me?
Uh, you are part female, man.
I know,
It's really
I know.
impressive.
Thank you. Actually, yeah, I'm very excited. I like the new space. I'm looking forward to being there more often. It's in the city center of my hometown of Tilburg,
Mhm.
and I have all these new ideas that I want to work out. So I'm excited to get back on Monday.
I'm really impressed. And for the people who are listening and not watching, it's good to now go to youtube.com,
I'm
artist
watching.
coaching, check it out.
Hmm. By the way, talking about YouTube, do you remember a couple of weeks ago when we just achieved like 500 subscribers?
Hmm.
We're
How
on
could I forget?
577 now.
Sweet Lord, that's amazing. 77 more
Yeah,
people. Welcome to our modest world where
welcome to
magic
the
happens.
dome. Yeah, and actually, good news for artists out there as well, because last week I watched a video. I guess it was a video where they mentioned that YouTube actually changed something in the algorithm for the upcoming year, which is
Okay.
pretty a big deal for smaller channels because they start to boost smaller channels more and more, and especially the let's say the long form content, the raw content, just like we're doing,
Hmm.
and like the journey kind of content, so vlogging ish.
Okay.
So everyone who's kind of showing their journey as an artist, for example, or an entrepreneur who's building a company, that's being pushed a lot more. So
Hey,
you
that's
might,
really cool.
yeah, so you might see a lot of more growth
Yeah.
on YouTube, especially with the shorts as well. So that's a tip for all the artists out there. Start vlogging this year. Start to document your process. Post something every week or month just to show what you're doing, how your life looks like. You don't have to show everything. It's not like you should have to show like your private life and stuff, but just show what you want to show. And you don't have to edit it in a high professional way, like just raw
It might be
everything.
something I will start, but yeah, it's hard. But just what I always do want to say is, if you're not comfortable, but you have to try it out
Mm.
to know if you're comfortable with it. Don't judge it beforehand. Just try it out, see where it ends up. maybe you'll even start to like it. But yeah, if you don't, in the end, it's not a necessity, and you don't have to do shit you're really uncomfortable with. But yeah, it's a cool tip. I like
Yeah,
the little man and girl to be supported more. We actually talked also about
yeah,
this. I do get these promo emails, or what I see on Spotify happening is normally the bigger artists or the bigger creators. But let's go back to the artist podcast. But they get pushed a lot more than the little ones. For instance, I get promo emails, and then they have this emphasis, or they have the key releases of the week, and it's always the bigger artists. They don't need the extra push. It needs to be, for me, like the ones that push boundaries, the little ones or the big ones. But when it's something kind of out of the ordinary that people should hear and judge, that should be pushed. But that's not how the world works.
yeah. But I think that's something from all scenes, right? It's
It's everywhere. Yeah, that's why I like that YouTube's now kind of
yeah.
reversing that. Yeah, it's
I think
fresh.
I think it's kind of trying to do what TikTok is doing as well. They're trying to push content that just performs, right? So it doesn't matter where it comes from. It doesn't matter which account or what the reach of the account is. If it's a good piece of content, they want to share it throughout the platform. And that's kind of the TikTok mentality,
I
because
don't know.
that's also a platform where people without followers could have pieces of content with millions of views. And that's the same thing they're trying to do at YouTube, I guess. So it's very interesting for artists because the type of like documenting the journey kind of type content is perfect for an artist to show. And especially if you're not big yet, like maybe that's the reason why our account is also growing a bit more lately. Could
Yeah,
be.
could be. We're the little
I'll
man.
Well, we don't have that many, like
No.
577 is not that big for YouTube, and it's a pretty niche audience. So, yeah, we'll see.
Hey, I'm really proud of it. I think it's cool. We can also just celebrate a random number like 577 people
True.
who subscribed. So we can do a giveaway. I have some
What kind
hats
of
lying
giveaway?
around.
Hats.
Hats,
Sure.
hats.
How,
I
how
have.
do you want to do it?
How are you gonna arrange it? I'm not gonna do shit. I'm just gonna give away
Um,
the hats.
I'm gonna do a giveaway in the Discord. That's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
I'm gonna throw in a giveaway in the Discord after this or maybe yeah, I'll do it after this episode. If you come to the Discord, there's a link in the description. There's a section that is called giveaways, and you can just enter the giveaway there by pushing a button, and
Yeah,
then the bot will automatically select someone. And if you win, I'll get in touch with you to ask for your address, and Ralph
yeah.
will send it to you.
And if the one is also a producer, I'll do a full review on your track, which can be really
Oh
helpful.
shit!
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah,
That's a good one.
we'll put the giveaway in the Discord. That's actually a nice way to start the year.
That's a nice way to start the year. 2K25. I just feel it everywhere. This is our year.
Yeah,
And for
true.
everybody who's listening, let's start it positive. Spread out those positive vibes. Go to your girlfriend, your mom, your boyfriend, everybody. Just say nice words to them.
And aside from celebrating the 577 people on YouTube, I think it's also very important to celebrate the people who are in the live chat every week.
Oh,
Because right now we have
bots.
Tyson, Lion Harris, Bit3, McLaren, Israel Carter, Classics, him, Josh Letiche. All those people take time on this day to spend time
Insane.
with us.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, hey, and we talked about that also. We're gonna invite one of those. Yeah,
yep.
yeah,
Max Robinson is also here. What's up? Yeah, so actually, I think I have an idea of who I would like to invite for the podcast.
hey, don't
It's
share it
someone.
yet.
No, I don't share it yet, but it's someone who's been very active in the community, and I think he deserves it as well. So
Yeah.
I'll reach
And
out
it's
to you.
also pretty cool because I think some of most of the people are starting their careers and trying. Some are a little bit further than the others, but
Hmm.
it's cool to actually we talk about people, or how we used to be, and or still are, because we're still trying to
Still
reach
struggling.
for stuff. But I like the take of them themselves. Yeah, I think it's really important also to shine a light on that.
Definitely. And for everyone listening, it's maybe good to know that for the upcoming year, we will do a lot more events in the Discord as well. So Q&As, but also like feedback sessions, maybe like a lot more activity in the Discord. So if you want to be part of that, make sure to get in there and see when the events are happening. There's also an events section there, so feel free to check it out. I'm very excited to start planning it.
Can you start the jingle? Or are we not there
Uh,
yet?
yeah, first, there's one thing I would like to talk about before we continue, and that's the Anima show.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Well,
Yeah,
what did you think?
I haven't seen the full show. I just saw a few clips of the socials coming by. Um, yeah, what do I think? I've seen a lot of the what's that venue called? The Globe?
The
No,
sphere.
the Sphere. I've actually seen a lot of content coming by in the past few months of the Sphere, so I'm not blown away about by the visuals anymore, to be honest. The one thing that did stood out to me was that cello. It was like an AI
Oh, and a
robot that
robot
played.
cello. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was something that was new to me. I was like, oh, that's
Yeah.
actually very interesting.
No, they made a good show about it, and also really respect the effort they make. I mean, they're putting it out there, and I kind of mixed feelings about it, because I really like the effort they put in, and they're in my opinion really pushing boundaries with the whole visual aspect and then the musical aspect attached to it, which is really interesting and cool.
Hmm.
I do gotta say, everything in the sphere looks cool. It's just an amazing venue, and
That's
but
it.
they did
Yeah.
put a good show. But I'm just not about that because I mean the visuals really look cool, especially if they kind of um, if the visuals are really cool for as a support for the music. And here
Hmm.
is where they lose me because it's almost more about the visuals. I did like some of the parts of the show. At one point, everything turned like dark red, and that actually like the changing of coloring and then the mood of music that really spoke to me. I really liked that.
Hmm.
I didn't like the whole robot thing flying through the corridor. You saw that clip come by quite a
Yeah.
lot because the visuals look cool, being as a visuals for a dance artist, but if you watch really good movies, they look way cooler. So it might actually be really cool to watch, let's say, Interstellar in the sphere.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm more of a rave guy. I like raves. I like the industrial part where the music. I like the clip of the Prodigy "No Good," and if you haven't seen it, watch it. That's for me what dance music is about. So um, kind of mixed on the whole show, but it was definitely pushing boundaries.
Yeah.
I also can get why people are really, really enthusiastic about it. If you're more visually about dance music or more visually yeah, you're more about the visuals, then I can get it. Then it's the best there is. Yeah,
Yeah. True. Actually, it's an interesting point, as in you don't want your visuals to kind of blow out or like overrule the music. As
yeah.
in, yeah, there's
But I
something
gotta
you need to
say,
think
I
about.
wasn't there and I haven't seen the whole show, just bits and pieces. So you're
Hmm.
judging on maybe too little information. But sometimes I see clips and bits of pieces, and then I'm just blown away. I like, for instance, what I'm about is what I really like, and I saw it last year. It was something of last year or maybe a year before. What Rotterdam Rave did, they always had the fireworks going through the
Mm,
whole
yeah,
venue, the industrial, and then there was a drop, and then they had like this squeaking fireworks going to go
yeah,
from
that's
the front to
sick.
the back. That really spoke to me. And I mean, how simple can it be? Yeah, like simple between brackets because nothing is really simple. But yeah, that for me was that actually blew me away. So,
Yeah, true. Okay, let's go.
Community questions.
dude,
Nice,
that
proper
blows
work.
me away. Doesn't even need visuals.
No, that just speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Pure energy. Let's go. We have some questions in the Discord. We have two from Mikey Foden,
Hmm.
who's been very active in the chat as well lately, and he's relatively new in the community. So
Yeah, we
welcome.
spoke he had the last time also, and then make
Yeah,
a joke, Phil Foden, haha, lol.
Phil Foden. What?
That's the football player from Manchester
Oh yeah,
City.
yeah, 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 yeah. True. Okay. Question: do you feel it's easier, harder to tour some of the more across the pond countries like Australia and New Zealand? Does a distance make it harder to tour?
Well, I don't tour, but yes, it's the further a country is away from you, the less you know about it, and you just don't know. And yeah, for instance, you also don't see a lot of Australia and New Zealand on the television, and the culture that there is. Everybody knows the outback, but that's not Sydney, that's not Melbourne, that's not
Yeah.
New Zealand, the capital of New Zealand. I do know
Phew.
Marlon played New Zealand once, but New Zealand is like a small community, of course.
Capital of New Zealand is Wellington.
Wellington, that's what's not the
Okay.
one I was looking for. What's
No,
the other big city
exactly.
then?
Is Auckland the new
Auckland, yeah.
capital?
Okay,
Wellington has been the capital of New Zealand since 1865.
okay. I don't know shit
Huh.
about New Zealand. I know now.
No, me neither.
I know that's
But
where Lord of the Rings was recorded for most of the. Yeah. Okay.
But I think
Um,
with when it comes down with long distance gigs, what most DJs or agencies consider is if you take that distance, there kind of need to be more gigs, not just one. So if you have for us, for example, in the Netherlands, if we can have a gig in Germany, for example, you'll fly or maybe drive for just one gig. But if you go to Australia, there probably need to be 3 to 5 gigs. Otherwise, it's just not worth the time and the travel to go there. So that's one of the biggest challenges I would say is that if you would take that distance, if you would be willing to travel that long, there need to be more gigs.
yeah,
Otherwise, it's
that was
just
not the question, right?
yeah. The question was,
Harder to prepare.
um, does the distance make it harder to tour? Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean,
yeah,
obviously, if you have to take a longer flight, it's gonna be
yeah,
harder. You have to prepare, yeah, or go a day early, or try to upgrade to business, which is really cool and also happens quite a lot. We never
yeah.
took business, by the way.
No, but most bigger artists who travel a lot try to do business on the really long flights, right? So that they come in rested instead of
Yeah,
completely
most of them
broken.
do. But to be honest, Marlon never books business, only upgrades when it's possible.
Yeah, but Marlon's also like I think he can sleep anywhere. The guy's a
Well, yeah,
machine.
yeah, yeah. He's a good sleeper, but still,
Yeah,
I mean, Australia, yeah, you're gonna be en route for a minimal of 24 hours. Yeah.
and no premium comfort as well, like more leg space or anything.
Mm. But you get it with the freaking flyer program.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe emergency exit kind of thing, like that helps.
Yeah, yeah, definitely that helps. And also, yeah, um, I've been to Australia once, by the way. We did a tour
Hmm.
there. That was really hard because we had a shitty flight to Australia. We traveled for like 30 to 32 hours, then straight to the to dinner and then to the venue. And man, that was just killing.
Yeah, I can
And
imagine.
then you're in Australia, which is like literally the other side of the world. And then you have to do in 10 days, you have to do 6 shows. So, and also Australia is like a big ass country on also a continent, of course. And then you have to take these inland flights, which also takes up quite some time. And yeah, that's pretty hard.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
very tough.
obviously, it's easier to do a show in Belgium, Holland, and Germany. Yeah,
Yeah. It's actually fun. Last week with New Year's Eve, in the Discord, everyone started to celebrate New Year's Eve and wish each other Happy New Year.
yeah,
But the first one came in at 12 o'clock in the afternoon for us, which was from Australia.
yeah,
And I was telling that to my oldest daughter, like, it's actually already New Year in the other side of the world. And she just couldn't comprehend. She was like, what? Like, how does that work? It's like, yeah, it's earlier, it's later there, right?
yeah. Then you have to talk about how we are relative to the sun, and we turn around the sun.
Yeah.
That's man.
Became a very hard, different conversation very
Oh,
quickly. Question from Ty Sun in the live chat. What did you and Marlon think about Vancouver in Canada?
oh, Marlon loves it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And we always play Harbor Club there, Vancouver Harbor Club. It's called, and been there loads of times. It's a really good crowd, and it's one of the best actually there is in Canada. There's a few places that really stand out, like Edmonton was also good. Um, Vancouver, like Toronto is also a big city, but we don't do so much there. And you have Montreal, of course. But Vancouver really stands out. Also, like that part of the whole continent, by the way, because Seattle is also a really cool part, which is not so far away from it. And no, it's a cool place. Must be also a nice place to live, I think.
I played in, I think it was Montreal once, and I got there in the winter. It was cold.
Hey,
Holy
yeah, yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Whoa. And then at the same, there was like a northern US tour with, I think that was with Sick Individuals.
We're doing
Um,
Canada also, by the way, pretty
what,
soon.
this year?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So because we only did Canada once last year, which was Vancouver,
Mm.
and
Did you guys do the bus tour with Revealed like 10 years ago or 8 years ago?
no, not revealed with bingo players, and Paul was still,
Oh.
or Paul was sick then. I actually don't know. Yeah, it was around that time, and then we did our own bus tour together with Dyro, the X tour.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's cool. Actually, yesterday I was working out and my
Cute.
trainer put on a set list. What?
You were working out.
Yeah, sure. But my trainer was putting on a set, like a set on SoundCloud, and in that set was a version. I'm not sure if it was a remix of Bingo Player's Devotion or was it like the original sample. But that made me thinking, like, you should make a remake of Devotion of Bingo Players right now. I think that should work, like with that horn, like bim, 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 bim,
That's a good
bim,
idea,
bim, bim.
actually. Wow,
That hasn't been
scratch
done.
that. Nobody heard this. It's ours.
Yeah, if you're listening right
Yeah.
now, I'll go to the studio right now and just put it out there because you'll outperform Ralph.
Yeah.
But like
We by the way,
Devotion,
yeah, by the way, if you're living in Canada, we're actually gonna do Seattle in April, and then
hmm,
also gonna do Edmonton in April, Calgary, and Winnipeg.
Winnipeg. Is
Yeah,
that Canada? Winnipeg?
yeah.
Okay, interesting. What's up, Fresh Coast? He says Devotion has been done a lot of times. Could be. I
Yeah,
have no
yeah,
clue.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hey, there's always a good one. We actually have been focusing on originals lately, and yeah.
Huh?
Huh?
Why?
Yeah, I mean, dude, are you insane? No, I mean, I do like the remakes, but it's yeah, we talked about this before. It's getting like really unbalanced. Like there's so many remakes,
Yeah.
and I don't want to be. too caught up. I also like making original music and try to get it. And of course, it has to be a little bit gimmicky to stand out. I mean, I've been annoying you with the alarm clock song, Wake the Fuck Up. It's
Yeah.
doing really well, by the way. And is that an original? We used the alarm clock, of course, so it's gimmicky, but
Yeah, but
yes,
I would
it's an
consider that
original.
an original.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely is. And yeah, so but we actually
Does Apple have rights over that sound?
we didn't sample Apple. It's a new alarm clock.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, of
Interesting.
course, everything that's being made has a copyright.
Yeah.
So you cannot go
Huh.
sample because, but there are people that also. You have the one. That's alarm
Oh yeah.
clock. Yeah.
Ting, 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 ting,
That
ting.
one, yeah,
Yeah.
with the marimba kind of sound, and
Yeah.
that's also been sampled and used on Spotify. But we didn't sample. We actually It's actually a little bit different from the Apple alarm clock. It has more
Hmm.
like it has this repetition of a certain sound. That's the alarm clock, like, and we used
Yeah.
one more repetition.
It's just to be in the clear.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah, you made it yourself, and it's just different.
Yeah.
And the delay is slightly different. But yeah, it feels maybe a little bit of the same, but it's
Okay.
not.
It's
So
not
Apple,
Apple.
if you're
Yeah.
listening,
Yeah. Another question from Sepp Lemaitre in the live chat, which is, what do you think about building your own fan mailing list? I
you're a
think
big
that's
fan of
great.
that. Yeah.
I think that's a great idea. Like, why not? That's maybe a better question. As in, you want to have as many possibles to reach your audience. Socials are obviously one of them, but having a mailing list and getting inside someone's email box directly, sure. Why not
Yeah.
add that to the whole promo
Yeah,
plan?
and it's always just seeing of how much effort does it take me to do so,
Yeah,
because it's not the end goal. I mean, putting up a mailing list or anything else is not what you're doing. What you're doing is trying to get your music heard. That's the end goal,
yeah.
and
This is
or
just
getting
an extra
fame or
tool.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, this is just an extra tool to achieve it. And then he has a follow up question on how to achieve that mailing list. That's just by using socials, for example, to sometimes post and say, "Hey, if you would like to receive my bootlegs or my originals directly in your email box first, just subscribe here." You know, like give some privilege, give
Yeah. Hey,
some
that's
perks.
it's really good. We still do it, on our SoundCloud.
Yeah,
You can download a lot of our bootlegs and some originals as well. We just put out there, and yeah, that's one of the best ways to get information of people that are interested in the kind of music you make.
true. There's another question from Mikey Foden in the Discord. Do you think we'll continue to see a trend that sounds are going harder, or we'll start to see it to go a bit slower and more melodic again?
Well, it, there's already both happening. I mean, if you listen to melodic techno, that's what you're describing as being more melodic and slower. And but on the other hand, you can also see like the hard techno and the EDM big room boys all also switch to faster paced music. Yeah, I don't have a glass bowl which I can look into. I wish I would.
But what's your
Yeah, I
how do you
think
say
we're in the high tempo spheres for quite some time still. Yeah, maybe even yeah, still like finding out stuff there. There's also quite a lot of artists like Garrix or Tiesto. They don't really push the tempo. I mean, Tiesto still plays mostly 130 BPM stuff. Garrix also, he still plays progressive house, and yeah, so and David Guetta not is not really going faster either. Sometimes they do. I mean, Tiesto obviously has "Thank You Not So Bad," which is 150 BPM. I can tell.
150.
Yeah.
Sick.
I love, by
Actually,
the way, that how many tracks that track has influenced.
which one?
Thank you. Not so bad. No,
Oh yeah.
Dido one. Yeah, you can hear so many tracks do
Mm.
the bleep melody now, and also I was listening to I think it was a Blasterjaxx track, and then they had on the drop they did with the claps, like we did there, and then I was just thinking like, whoa, how many tracks has that track influenced? It's really insane.
True, true. I really like that one. It really, if you just hear it once, that melody just sticks in your brain for the rest of
Yeah,
the
it
day.
works really
It's
well, and I gotta hand it to Dimitri who. Got the idea from another track, but he made the connection. And he got us on board, and he really made everything work really well. He got everyone on board, and everybody had their stuff to bring, and he put it all together, and he did a really well job.
nice.
Yeah,
I'm actually trying to set up the giveaway bot for the cap and the in-depth feedback. What? How do you describe like one track, right? In-depth
one
feedback on
track.
one track. Yeah. So everyone listening in the live stream right now, Ralph is going to give away an official Bassjackers cap and in-depth feedback on one track, and we will do it in the Discord. So if you're interested, keep an eye on the Discord because the giveaway will go live there in a couple of minutes. Questions coming in. What's the best DJ streaming service to start with? Tidal, Beatport, DJ streaming service, as in.
Yeah, I don't know shit about Beatport streaming.
Yeah,
I also don't know the controllers that use the streaming to play. I have no clue.
Me neither, and it kind of feels like it's a bit too early for that. As in, it might work in your home where the internet is decent and stuff, but it's not reliable where if you travel and you don't know where you end up, right?
Mhm.
So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I would be comfortable using it, to be honest.
Well, yeah, I mean, to just play around at home, it's perfectly
Sure,
fine.
for home
Yeah.
it's perfect, and maybe you can also like offline download stuff. Maybe I think Beatport had like a pro package where you could download 1,000 tracks or
Mhm.
something, and then it makes sense, obviously. But still, actually, like I was thinking about this last when I bought the Pioneer DJ set. Like, what's a good place to buy songs aside from Beatport these days?
There's loads. I mean,
Which one?
wherever you can buy, you still have track source.
Traxsource, yeah, still a
Yeah,
thing.
and it's a
Hmm.
big thing. Yeah,
Oh, really? But it used to be more underground. Is that still the case?
yeah, yeah. What's underground nowadays? That's the question,
Mm,
man.
yeah, back then it was like house, deep house, tech house, and that's kind of more mainstream-ish at this point.
Mhm. Well, Beatport is also more about house. Yeah, it's. I mean, also when you reflect back to the question just asked, is stuff gets faster. If I listen to the top 10 or top 100 in Beatport, most of the stuff is still 128 BPM. And of course, you have hard dance. People like Marlon Hofstad doing the hard house. You have the hard techno scene, stuff that really emerge, faster music. But there's still loads of just the normal tempo, and it's been thriving quite a lot. Yeah,
Okay.
Gondola, St. John Summit, they're the main house guys. To be honest, yeah.
Um,
Black Coffee, kind of music.
yeah,
They slow it
yeah,
down.
true. That's true. By the
Anima?
way, have you seen the Avicii documentary already?
No, no, I haven't watched yet.
I need to see it. But I'm gonna. Did anyone saw it already? Who's in the live chat? Like, I'm very curious to hear what your opinions are, because I wonder if it brings anything new
Hmm.
aside from the other documentary.
I know the clip of the Coldplay clip was in there. with Chris
What?
Martin, been in the studio with Avicii,
Oh yeah,
which is
Sky Full of
really cool.
Stars. Which
Yeah,
one was that?
amazing song, by the way.
That was Sky Full of Stars, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's where
Yeah.
Chris Martin says, "You're really talented, man. You're really
No
talented."
shit.
Yeah,
He's also very talented, like Chris Martin.
yeah, man, they are
Israel Carter says, yes, it talked a lot about his younger years and upbringing, which was really nice.
cool.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah,
And for everyone who also didn't know, last week in the Discord we shared Ralph's magic folder.
the one I use now the most. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're curious to know which samples Ralph uses the most, yeah, there's a screenshot in the, I think it's in the general
Yeah,
chat.
yeah.
You could just check it out.
For most of the stuff, because I have to get it. I never know how it's called. I only know the fact samples. Obviously, I use them quite a lot,
Mhm.
and I've been making harder stuff as well. That's what I used. It's the Raveyard. I thought it was called Hades. Must be in there somewhere. The hard techno essential techno volt's really good also for the techno-y stuff. I think that's been used quite a lot.
There were quite a few guys who said like, "Oh yeah, the OneDrive samples are the best."
The OneDrive. Oh
Yeah,
no, that's
there's
not a
also
sample bag.
no, but
OneDrive
there's
is
also a
your cookie.
folder that called OneDrive.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
And
the Loopmasters Ultimate Vocals, you've heard them quite a lot in a lot of older productions. So I actually came across it and decided to bring it back. It's really cool.
and
But
somebody else
the
is
Raveyard Sounds, Diablo Hard Techno Essentials, I think there's the Hades pack in there, which is really insane if you make the harder techno stuff. And yeah, Techno Volt's one of the newer packs I really use a lot. But I think the Techno Volt is really a lot used. It's used quite by a lot of people. I hear some of the samples coming back.
Israel Carter is asking if you make your own sample packs.
No, I
Never
tried.
do it?
I tried, but it's just too much work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. Huh?
Yeah, I remember like Kashmir, he has his own packs, and I know he works with more people and he curates everything and he does a really well job. I've used his packs so much, but I stopped using them because they were used so much. Then your shit started to sound like a lot of the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you need more hands to make a really good pack. If you make a pack, it needs to be good as well.
It's a whole.
I started to also arrange my samples in a pack. I always go back to that pack myself because that's my sound.
Mm-hmm.
But still too hard to make a decent pack out of it. It just takes too much time.
Yeah, there was this era like a couple of years ago where everyone started to make their own sample packs, right? It was like maybe it was COVID or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
and it were called 6, 7, 8, 9 samples or something.
7, 8, 9, 10 or something.
Yeah, they approached us as well, and could get good money of it, but we chose not to do it. Mainly because if I do it, it really has to be me for everybody, and not about the money. And
Yeah,
yeah,
that's actually what I'm not sure if many people know, but in the with artist coaching, we also have an academy, an online academy, where you can look at the base. What's it called?
signed by Bassjackers.
Signed by Bassjackers video, the tutorials of Ralph. And there's also samples there
Yeah,
and the
well,
profile and the
I
project
gave away
files.
all of the packs, and I
Yeah,
do gotta admit it's a bit older now. It has the old master chains on there, and but yeah, you can look at whole samples or whole projects. You can just load them in. The samples are there. The VSTs I used are there, and you can just browse into what I did and how I did it, and you can use
yeah,
samples also. They're good samples, but yeah, it's a little bit older now. I stopped doing Sound by Bassjackers because it just took up too much time.
A lot of time, yeah. Unfortunately. I see some new people coming into the Discord as we speak, and for those people who are in the live chat right now, the giveaway is live in the Discord. So if you want to win a Bassjackers cap or get in-depth feedback on one track from Ralph, make sure to enter the giveaway in the Discord,
Yeah.
and in 7 days we will know the winner. So we'll also announce it in the
And Jay
podcast.
Hardway, we're gonna say it right now. He's gonna give away more than I do.
Yeah. He doesn't know yet, but he's
He
gonna do
doesn't know
more.
yet, but he always wants to top me. So he's gonna do
Yeah.
2 tracks.
Yeah, he's in China right now, right? Thailand, China.
Oh yeah, he's on holiday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
but I don't know where.
He first went to China to do a gig there,
Okay,
and then they flew. I think they're in Thailand right now, and then they had a holiday for 2 weeks or something
that's
with the
nice.
family. Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about?
We still have 4 minutes.
Yeah. Here's a question
You
from
have
Israel
something.
Garden. Have you ever tried making your own production plugins?
No, but we've also been approached, and then they proposed stuff with delay, but that for me wasn't so. Also has to be good then, you know. And I thought about a lot of plugins that would come in handy. But yeah, some are just made already. There could be something in, like, sometimes I miss something about kicks.
Mm-hmm.
A plugin. There are already good plugins. Like I like the one that Maddox has. I don't use it, but I like the thought of that he put into it, and it works really well, like a kick builder. And like I use also transgressor for my kicks, that you can make give it more punch or less tail, which I use quite a lot, especially with the sounds now. Kicks are more important, and yeah. So yeah, I've been thinking about that, but no, I haven't done it yet. Has to be good then also, and really add something to the plugin landscape. But yeah, I would like to hear also if people have ideas for cool plugins, something they miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what would you miss right now? Like if you are a music producer and you make a lot of music, what's the kind of plugin you would die for? And and it's still not there yet. Maybe that's an idea.
Hmm. Yeah,
Send
I
in
also thought about like what's still sometimes I still do it with direct wave, like the effect we also did with Dido, the that kind
Mhm.
of stuff. We do it with direct wave, um, but direct wave is in the faster parts. It's not really precise. It goes in steps and not like linear. And it could also be helpful to have a plugin for that kind of effects. They've been used quite a lot now, but there also might be more plugins that do so. But that could be cool, and then add some effects over that. You know, I really like the Data Life plugins,
Yeah,
and
sausage
especially
fattener.
Endless Smile.
Yeah.
I haven't used the Sausage Fattener because, to be honest, I use Sound Goodizer as the same effect as
Mhm.
the Sausage Fattener. But the Endless Smile, man, that thing, I really love it.
Perfect.
I use
Yeah.
it really a lot.
That's a plugin that's just super useful and easy to work with,
Easy
and
to work with. Yeah.
yeah, doesn't cost a thing, like $20 or something.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah. So an ID like that would be appreciated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna round up. First of all, if you have been listening, or if you're in the live chat right now, and if you haven't subscribed on our channel yet, or if you haven't subscribed on Spotify yet, please do so. You'll help us immensely with building the channel. And for those who already done, thank you very much. Leave
Thumbs
a
up.
comment. You can also send in questions for the next episode in the Discord. And as I said, the giveaway of Ralph, where you can win the hat and full in-depth feedback on one track, is live right now in the Discord as well. So get in there if you want to join. I guess that's it for now.
Give us a comment, thumbs up, share it with your aunt, your pet, the friends of your pet, the ant that just walked into your house and cannot understand shit you're saying, but just share it. It's really appreciated.
Yeah, and we'll be back next week without Jay again. Maybe we'll try to fix a guest. I'll try to see if someone wants to join.
Yeah,
And
that would
then,
be cool, man.
yeah, and then we'll be back next week. Enjoy your Friday. Happy weekend. And we'll be back next Wednesday as always.
Peace.
Bye bye.